So a few of you guys have asked me what is my impression or my opinion of the DLC. Is it good? Is it bad? What do I think? So here are my thoughts. I'm going to talk about a few topics and I'll start off right now. So the first topic is dynamic levels, man. The first impression that I had on this game, I was like, dude, Pokemon are going to be level 100. I'm going to take them on and they're going to be like, it's going to be like a very even fair fight. No, that's not the case. I go in the game. The first person I fight is Avery and he's got level 60 Pokemon. Well, a 58 and then a 60 and I'm like, one shot, one shot. I'm like, God damn it. It's too easy. Why is it so easy, man? I really think they should have added dynamic levels. I know it's something that Pokemon would actually really struggle to implement correctly, but man, it feels so bad that it's just too easy. Like I also don't want to like use Pokemon that are like really low level because that just doesn't feel right. Like I have the good ones. Why would I not use them? You know? So I feel a little bit disappointed right off the bat that we don't have dynamic levels, but okay, it is what it is. So moving on from that, I love the map detail. I love that like a lot of people say it's cluttered, but I actually really love it because if you look at our current wild area, it feels really empty compared to this. Like I love how full and vibrant this world feels. It feels like there's stuff happening, especially if you put in multiplayer, there's people running around, you're like, whoa, dude, this feels like an MMO right now. This feels epic. And I think they've really pulled it off great. Like the first thing I was thinking when I was running around this world, I was like, dude, if the whole game, the whole storyline was like this, it would have been epic. It would have been epic. Like the ability had to have the camera freely rotated around the way you want it to be. It's just epic, dude. I really love what they're doing with the ability to travel here and just like see this world, and they've really made it come to life. I really think they've outdone themselves in terms of this like wild area kind of concept, and they've turned it into something beautiful, man. It is beautiful. Looking at the story, it was actually kind of short. Like I actually went through it really quickly. I mean, I was trying to like take my time and do everything else, and I finished the story quite quickly. I mean, it was actually not too hard. But obviously that's because everything's level 60 and I'm using level 100 Pokemon that one hit everything. Even with the weakest moves that say not very effective, still one hits everything, man. While the story does feel very short and a little bit like rushed in a way, like it feels like it ends too quickly. Like it ends before it even like really starts. But it's also what you would expect from a DLC because it's not like a full-on expansion, like huge massive game of story. The story really comes in, well, the gameplay part really comes in with you having to collect all the new Pokemon. I believe that's what their big emphasis is to kind of give a story of why this world's here, and then you kind of go around into the wild area and the wild area, into the map really, and catch all of the new Pokemon that you can find on the Isle of Armor, because they've actually brought quite a few back, and I think that's really cool, because I haven't had to try catch a Pokemon in a really long time, and man, I forgot how stressful it is trying to throw 10 Pokeballs at a Pokemon that just won't get in your bowl, and then when you're like, okay, let me just damage it a little, and then it dies. It just dies. You're like, yeah, no, why? Why did that happen? No. But overall, I'm actually quite happy with the story. It does sync up or talk about the follow-up expansion, which is quite cool. It seems like it's going to be following a kind of like path along, which makes sense for Pokemon's kind of like general stories. They always have a point that they're trying to get to, and it seems like they're really hinting that something big is going to go down in the next DLC pause. Well, the next expansion pack. I don't even know what to call it. Like the next thing, the Frozen Tundra kind of vibe. So one of the big first things that made me go, oh my, like really, like really just like, dude, I was gobsmacked the moment I realized we can have Pokemon follow us, and I was like, dude, I gotta get my shiny Lucario out to follow me right now. I want him to follow me, and then a few things happened while I was running around where I saw like my Pokemon following me, and I'm like, oh my god, run away! I'm like, wait, he's mine. Yep, my bad. I'm so used to Pokemon chasing me in the wild area that I'm like, avoid them! Don't! It's gonna take me to that damn cutscene. And I'm gonna have to try and kill him, catch him, or run away. And then I realized it's just my Pokemon chasing me, man. Just relax, man. Like it's like PTSD. But what I was really excited the moment I realized Pokemon could follow us, I was like, okay, all right, oh my god, let me try this. And I turned on a Pokemon, or I put a Pokemon in the very first Pokemon slot on my party, because obviously that's the one that follows you. And yeah, turns out you can't ride them. Like I was really hoping, man. I was really hoping. I was just like, dude, like, can you imagine just riding a Charizard through the sky again, or riding a Arcanine on all fours, just like running through, instead of using the bike. Unfortunately, that's not back. Like I really think they should have done that. That would have been so epic. Like why didn't they do that? That's such a cool feature from Let's Go Pikachu. I'm glad that they brought the follow back, but I was also a little disappointed in the back of my head, going like, why can't we ride them? I want to ride them again, man. Even in the water, like running a bicycle on the water just seems ridiculous. Why can't I ride a Gyarados across the ocean, man, and outrun that damn shark? Like, please, let me do that. It'd be so cool. All right, so let's talk about this new Gmax soup. You know, Gmax mushrooms and Gmax honey, these things that you get to make ingredients to basically make a soup to take a Pokemon who is able to Gigantamax and let them be able to Gigantamax. So it's basically upgrading them. I kind of feel like this is a small little slap in the face, even though I knew it was coming, because before the DLC came, I decided to go collect every single Gmax Pokemon in the game. And now I'm like, man, you just give me the ingredients to turn. Like, I went and caught all of those damn ones. I mean, it was actually kind of easy though, because the dens were available for like all of them. So I guess I did end up getting them anyway. There's a few that I couldn't get, like the Eevee and Blastoise and Squirtle, obviously. Well, Squirtle, which is actually Blastoise, and then the Venusaur, I think his name is. Those ones, I'm just gonna probably give them the soup. I know you can actually find them in a Gmax raid and catch them, but yeah, I guess I'll just use the soup, I guess, if it's easier. We'll have to see how that works. I do feel like it's a cool way to like let people get Gmax Pokemon, or like if you have like a really good competitive shiny one, especially I'm thinking like shiny. If I had a shiny Pokemon and I was like, I wish it could Gmax. Now you just have to give it the soup and there you go. Your shiny competitive Pokemon is now trained for Gmax, It can use Gmax and you don't have to catch a shiny one from scratch and train it all up again. So I'm glad they introduced that, but it doesn't really affect me too much, to be honest. What are my thoughts on Urshifu? Urshifu, the first thing I thought about him was that he's actually not too strong. Like, his stats are okay. He's got like a really good attack, some good defense, but I feel like he's a bit lackluster. Like, for what they hyped him up to be, he's not as, I mean, I guess they always do this. Like, he's not as strong as I thought he would be. Though his fighting type attacks do really, really well. I literally one-shot Mustard with a close combat move, and he was in Gmax form and I wasn't. And I was just like, that's okay. But then again, I'm EV trained. I've got like best IVs, and I have my everything kind of maxed out and everything. So I had the best circumstances for me, and of course I was level 100. So I guess that was coming, I guess. But I'm actually kind of disappointed in his, like, specific dark type move. Obviously, because I went with single strike style, his dark type move isn't all that, like, impressive. With only, like, 85 damage, I was like, man, only 85 damage? Why? Why only 85? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but he just doesn't feel as, like, whoa, I gotta put him on my team right now. Like I've got him on my team, but like just because I'm like, well, he's new, I want to really test him out, get to know him better. Maybe there's something I'm really missing, but I guess I'll find that out after playing a bit more and trying to test him out a bit more thoroughly. Because right now I'm still relying on some of my other favorite Pokemon. So another big thing about this game that you obviously noticed right from the get-go is that there are Diglets, which are basically like Korok seeds from Zelda Breath of the Wild, and you have to find them across the world. And when I found out that you can actually get rewards for each, like every 10 consecutive ones that you find, or like the first 5 and then the first 10, and there's 20, 30, 40, 50 so far as I've seen. 50 gives you an Alolan Marowak, and that's all I really wanted, dude. You can get Alolan Pokemon. The Vulpix, which evolves into a Alolan Ninetales, which it looks it's such a beautiful looking Pokemon. And then there's that Alolan Marowak, which looks epic. I just wish on his follow he had flames on his bone, because the flames really make him what he needs to be. Like, he looks really cool in combat, and I'm really hyped that they actually give you a reason to go out there and explore the world, because otherwise you'd be like, why would I go there? There's nothing there. It's just like a tree. Now I actually have to like search everywhere and go like, okay, cool. Hey, like they included this in the zone. Like, you notice the small things in a zone when you have to go look out for these Diglets, because man, the amount of times you run past one and realize that it's been there the whole time and you've just been blind. I find it easy to find them when you play the game like zoomed in and not riding your bike, and you just run around and you can see them a lot easier if you bring your camera angle quite low down and you just look out for them, because it's a lot easier to find them than when you're riding on your bike. You'll be surprised how quickly you miss them on your bike, because they just blend in so easily. So overall, my final conclusion, or my final thoughts on the DLC, is that it's actually enjoyable. Like, there's a few disappointments, but Pokemon is always trying and learning new things. I really hope that they do add some cool features like the ones I mentioned in this video already to the game, and that would be pretty dope. But overall, I'm actually really enjoying it. It's got a very nice open map, and it's actually fun to explore, and I'm actually having a lot of fun trying to find these Diglets. I think it's more of like a completionist in me that's go like where are these damn Diglets? Where are they? And there's actually like some cool features that are brought back. I think it's pretty cool that we get to collect a bunch of new Pokemon again, and also there is a new kind of restricted sparring. I say that because it just feels like it comes off of that, where you have to take a group of 3 monotone, like you have to take a group of 3 Pokemon that all share the same typing and basically go through 5 battles, like one after the other, and you can only heal twice in between them. which is actually quite challenging. It's really challenging. I'll make a video on that quite shortly. I actually did do it, and I did manage to pass with a dragon typing. It was actually quite fun. Like I got my ass kicked in one round, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I managed to make like a quick recovery, and then I'm kind of beat the rest of it quite easily. Yeah, I think it was quite interesting. The rewards, though, we'll have to speak about that. So yeah, those are my first impressions of the game, of the DLC, of the Isle of Armor. What do you guys think? What are your first impressions of the game? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Why? Why do you like it? Why don't you like it? Let me know in the comments below. I reply to every single comment, as I've told you quite a few times now in like most videos. So yeah, try me out, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Thank you for watching.